Let's get an update on the Amico. Let's see. Video games as NFTs? What the hell are NFTs? Jeez, I barely figured out Discord.
Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. That's right, the video game show that is not hosted by an annoying e-beggar. There is no Patreon, no super chats. That's right, we just talk about the games we love and how fun it is to hoard them. Collect them. Now, with that said, let's get ready for the show. On today's episode, this show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. That's right, video games as NFTs. There are creators out there that are quitting the Amico, but not me. Oh no, you will not outwork me. There is a lot of content here. Come on, we need to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. So we're going to milk this for all it's worth because there's a lot to talk about. I'm telling you guys, look, there hasn't been a lot of good ideas that I can see over there at in television entertainment, but actually this is a good one, if true. But who knows if it's true or not, but let's examine it. First, let me give a shout out to Rambling Man because this video topic is actually his idea. So he gave it to me and I just haven't had a chance. I've been working, guys. This is the first time I get some time off, so I want to talk about it. What are NFTs? NFTs are non-fungible tokens. Well, let me say this. This video is going to be for the old man cringe community. You young people that know more about this crypto stuff and NFT stuff can jump in the comments and help us out because we're trying to figure it out. So I'll tell you what I know so far, okay? NFTs are non-fungible tokens. Now, the old man cringe community is familiar with tokens from the arcade, right? We used to interchange them for dollars and we used to get them, right? So we know what a token more or less is. But what is fungible? I had to look that up because, you know, English as a second language can be very, very challenging, especially in the California public school system. I'm kidding. No, California education is crap. Good thing my parents raised me abroad. But anyway, getting back to the subject at hand, fungible means interchangeable, right? Easily replaceable, like, for example, a sack of rice, right? This t-shirt, for example. You could just go buy another t-shirt and replace it for this one. Get a sack of rice, replace it for another sack of rice. But when it's non-fungible, means non-exchangeable, it means there's something unique about the item. So let's say I got this MTV shirt signed by the original VJs, right? Then you couldn't interchange it because this would be unique, right? And those items are unique. Once again, guys, I'm oversimplifying it for people that are not familiar at all with this, which would be most of the old man cringe community that either invested in the system or is planning to buy the system. Would be. There's a lot of people educated on the subject, a lot more than me, and like I said, you're welcome to join in the conversation. So that's what they are. But how do they know they're yours, right? And how do we know that you're buying an item, right? Everything is registered in a blockchain technology such as Bitcoin, but probably Ethereum in this case. What is a blockchain? Oh gosh, so you need to know that in order to understand how NFTs are going to work. So let's use some pictures here.
Alright guys, once again, the famous disclaimer, this is not financial advice. If you need financial advice, you must seek the help of a professional. With that said, well, let's just say this. You know, it's a rumor right now. Tommy did, by his own admission, confirm that there were going to be NFTs. That's something that Ian brought up in the CU podcast, but you know, nobody's sure if he just misspoke, if he doesn't understand what they are, but we're going under the premise, let's say that they do them, right? Because if they were to make these, you know, it would be very profitable, and not only for them, but for the people buying them, because I believe they're going to be very collectible. Okay, with that said, in a regular system, say like with your bank, it works like on a server client system like you do, you know, at your work, or like the internet works, right? Where you have laptops, you have computers, you have cell phones, all transmitting data to a server. The transactions go there. When you buy something, and that server communicates with other servers of other banks to complete the transaction, right? The ledger, right, what you call the ledger as far as the account balances, are maintained by these banks. How much money you have, how much money you spent, whether you have the funds or not to make a certain purchase, are all controlled by the banks, right? And that's like that type of network. The blockchain works more like a peer-to-peer network where all the computers share the ledger, right? And the information is verified on all computers, and they all have access to that information at the same time. So you're basically transferring the function of the bank into the World Wide Web, for example. That would be just a plain and simple way of explaining it. Like I said, if you guys are more versed in this is just basically a fast education on the internet. You guys can comment down below, make clearer explanations if I'm sure there are many of you that are far more versed than I am, right? So don't be afraid to comment down there. You're not gonna do anything but help, especially those of us who are not familiar with this technology. So here it is illustrated, right? We have the traditional transfer, and you see me buying things there, and it goes through the regular banks, right? When it's blockchain transfer, it goes from person to person or peer to peer, like the peer to network that I explained, right? Now we get to the nitty gritty, right? Now we're getting to the detailed explanation of how this works, sort of in a real time. And this is what you'll find, for example, if you're out there doing research. But basically you request a transaction to buy the NFT or the Bitcoin, whatever it is. A block represents the transaction that is created, right? The block is sent to every node in the network, right? To all the computers in the network. Then the nodes validate the transaction, so everybody has that information. The nodes receive a reward for the proof of work. That's what, they get a little kickback for recording the transaction. That's sometimes what they call mining. You guys can correct me down below if you have other names for it. Okay, then the block is added to the existing blockchain, which is the ledger that everybody gets to read, right? And the transaction is complete. But in this case, rather than buying a Bitcoin, you're buying that digital asset, right? What's going to be recorded there is the game, or whatever asset within the game that you're purchasing. And you're thinking to yourself, well, what does that mean? How can I make money with this? Or how can gamers or investors benefit from this? Okay, so when games have NFTs, and I'll give you an example. Let's say you're playing a video game that has cosmetic items that you can get when you're opening certain crates or something like that, and those are the ones that you can use. You can use them, you can drop them, you can do whatever with them, right? And they're purely cosmetic. I'm sure that you guys heard of certain assets being sold on the internet, like skins and so on and so forth, right? The difference with a game would be that, let's say they produce some as NFTs that are in the game, that are unique. That means that once you get them, that game, that company doesn't control them anymore. They're yours to keep, to drop, or to sell. So if you have something that's very rare, for example, in a game, a skin, a costume, a gun, whatever it is, if it's super rare, now you can sell it to somebody else as an item. The company, whoever produced the game, whoever owns the console, can't do anything about it. It's yours and yours alone to keep. So you can see if, for example, you're very good at a game and you're getting several items and a lot of them are rare, you can make money, right? You can trade them, you can buy them from other people. If it's something super rare, you can make money off of it. And the same thing applies to the game, right? Let's say they sell the game, but they produce, NFTs. Let's say, I don't know, a run of 1,000. I'll give you an example. Let's say they do Moon Patrol, and there's digital downloads, but out of all the digital downloads, that are, $10 or whatever. They produce NFTs that are $30. To give you an example, whatever the price is going to be, they produce 1,000 of those. Well, people are going to gobble them up, especially because, like I said, they're going to be rare. They're going to be related to this console, which is now, instead of famous, infamous. But they're going to be valuable because, as far as I can tell, again, this is not financial advice, right? But this would be the game changer for the Amico, because now you have a digital asset that you can, market and say, hey, we're the first to do this. And that would create a ton of buzz. Now, whether they have the capabilities of doing that or not is questionable at best. I mean, they can't even deliver retro reimagine. I don't know how they're going to do NFTs, even though, again, Tommy has verified it, but, not everything that Tommy says is fact. And that's not a knock on him. It's just, as a CEO, he's not performed, right? And he said several things that I myself find, hard to believe, like the 25 million console target. But that doesn't mean that this is impossible. It's probably improbable. Maybe he misspoke. But if he didn't, I'm going to have to take a real close look at this, because it would be something that I would definitely collect and put my money on. Maybe not any stock in the company, but NFTs, I'm in for sure.
All right, guys. So I hope that gave you a basic understanding of the concept, right? Let me say this. If they were to adopt this technology, it would be a good thing for collectors, okay? For collectors. I know there's some collectors that are afraid, oh, no, I'm not going to be... No, this is a good thing, because I'm telling you, I still have the prediction that there's not many units going to be produced, right? So if they do NFTs as a matter of fundraising, hey, I'm telling you, they can bring a good chunk of change in, because they're going to be unique. There's not going to be that many. And what makes something go up in price is that it is rare, that is not available to everybody. And I'm telling you, whether it's physical or NFTs, there's going to be a market for these things, Guys like myself, people that are just curious, even the haters of the Amigos will buy the NFTs just because it's so easy. But I don't mean to burst anybody's bubbles, guys, but if they can't produce video games, if my retro reimagined, I haven't seen Cloudy Mountain in 2 years. I haven't seen any gameplay of Night Stalker. Doesn't that seem weird? That the games that they came out blazing with, we can't see any of. Man, it's highly doubtful. But I wanted to tell you guys about it so you guys can keep it on your radar, especially if you seek to collect this console, because I'm telling you, things are not looking great. My next video is going to be on what the Amico could have done different. That's right, milking it. I got some good ideas, dude. When I was at work, man, I'm sitting there and people were saying, they should do this, they should do that. And I was like, I came up with a couple of ideas, and I was actually watching a film that gave me the correct frame of mind to put this video in, and that's what I'm going to do for the next one. All right, so stay tuned. Remember, like and subscribe if you want to stay updated, and there's going to be more Amico content coming. We don't quit, baby. We don't quit.
New videos every Monday and Sunday. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click that notification bell, and remember, never ever be afraid to be happy. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.